Okay, everybody, we're going to get started. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the New Frontier Data's live demo of Equio. My name is Gary Allen. I am the Chief Operating Officer of New Frontier Data, and I will be your guide through today's presentation. We'll be going through, obviously a little bit about me and New Frontier Data. We'll then get to a live Equio demo. We'll walk through the demo and show you some of the key features that we've been adding over the last few months, as well as some sneak peeks into the premium and the enterprise subscription levels. We'll primarily be going over the essential subscription level, which is the first. And then we'll have a little bit of Q&A, and we'll let people go on their way on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. So my name is Gary Allen. I'm the COO of New Frontier Data. I come from about 20 plus years of ad tech invention and development, as well as a number of years of consulting, both in advertising, technology, banking. I put this quote up here. This is a quote from from my last consulting job, which I think is really important, and I think it captures how we feel here at New Frontier Data. Success is much easier to achieve if you have an unwavering belief that you're doing what you're made to do. That's a little bit about me. You can see my bio on our website, as well as see me on LinkedIn. New Frontier Data is a little over 3 years old now, and really the idea behind New Frontier Data is to bring cannabis expertise, a unique approach, combine that with leadership and technology and dissemination, and make sure that we collaborate with our partners throughout the industry. Equio, once we bring you into Equio, you will see that the information within Equio is not simply New Frontier Data's proprietary data. We partner with many companies. We're here to be the nexus of data, not to and ensure that we work very collaboratively with the industry to elevate the conversation, as well as the professionalism, and ensure that the data used is vetted and everybody understands how actionable it is and what they can do with the data. Data in this industry is, as Giada found out when she founded the company 3 years ago, data in the industry is disparate. It's all over the place. However, we've been able to bring these 5 pillars of data for the cannabis industry together. And we look at the federal government, obviously the state and local governments. We have not only the data sources, but we talk to legislators, the executive branch, the judiciary branch. We have partners and providers inside the industry. We look at the producers, the processors, and the retailers. Obviously, the ancillary sectors are growing by leaps and bounds every day, and so we ensure that we not only have good data sources from the ancillary service providers. However, we also try to aggregate as much of that data and then overlay that data to produce really good business intelligence. And obviously, the consumer, the general public, are very important. Not only for understanding what the sentiment is about the industry and out in the mature market, but also what the consumers are doing and how they're becoming more intelligent, more active in this market. Data across all 5 dimensions is critical to clearly understanding success and successfully navigating our marketplace. To give you an example, in April of 2015, as well as in March of 2016, the macroeconomic data that we've provided was successfully predicted or accurately predicted a price war in Colorado, as well as how the market was stable, more liquidity is injected into the market, how ETFs would be used in cannabis. Our data is uniquely positioned to predict market trends, understand market fluctuations, and then more importantly, to guide our users, our subscribers, our clients, our partners, to help them and guide them through the cannabis industry and find the correct swim lane. And how we do that, how we support the industry, we offer custom research and advisory services. Our analysts answer specific questions. from any company or individual. We obviously produce reports. I believe the number is 54 reports. We produce reports and have been over the last 3 years by state, country, and region, by topic. Our annual reports is for the last 3 years. Our annual report has very much been about the industry itself and making sure that that it's a comprehensive desk reference tool for the industry. What you'll see in 2018 and the coming years is a much more complicated and complex report that gives us the 201 and 301 version that shows people what to do in the industry, not just describing the industry at its most basic level. All of these reports are available through our subscription. And then Equio, which we're here to talk about today, it really is just a dashboard of reference tools, and then it becomes an interactive research tool. And then at our enterprise levels of engagement with big companies, big consulting companies, or any company that is interested, it becomes very much a consultative, a comprehensive and consultative tool to not only interact with us, but get direct access to data and understand how that data will be used and influences the industry. So without further ado, why don't we go to Equio? As you can see, I'm logging in to Equio, and when you first log in, what you will notice, hold on one second here, I'm going to just do, there we go. What you notice as soon as you log in, that there's a great deal of information, and you'll see messages and pictures rotate. You see the stock ticker at the top, and these are 30 some odd companies within the cannabis industry that are publicly traded. Each one of them has their own analysis by simply clicking on it. I'm going to walk a little bit through how the navigation works, and then I'll work from the top down. Navigation, obviously home, and you'll see it's gold hued or backlit when you're on the to depict the page that you're on. We have home, we have reports. Reports are not only the reports that I've purchased. So if you are an essential Equio user and you have purchased our reports, all of our reports from January 1st going forward will be delivered solely through the Equio platform. So if you click on my reports, it will show you every report that you have purchased. It also gives suggestions on bundles of reports. It would be an investor, operator, a researcher. You can build your own bundles of reports, or you can subscribe. Our enterprise is here. I'm going to give you just a sneak peek. I'm not going to click through these, but for the enterprise dashboard, this is where you can connect directly to some of our data. Here you see some cannibalization information on alcohol sales, tobacco sales, or pharmaceutical sales. You can also request time with an industry analyst. And has access to our charts library, our compliance, and our tax indicators. Sorry, but we'll go through that at some other point. And if you have access to Equio now, once you log in, if you want access to the enterprise, it will guide you how to do that. But we'll go back to home. And again, as I said, there's the first thing you see is the stock ticker. And if you click on one of the stocks, it gives you a stock chart. It'll give you time periods as well as all the analytic information. As you look down through the page, we'll start at the left side here. This is our Cannabis Insight Daily. Our Cannabis Insight Daily is a newsletter currently. A newsletter currently. However, it's also curated here within Equio, and this gives you 5 curated news articles throughout the industry, as well as hemp, with the hemp industry, as we just added, that we believe is most important to referencing the cannabis industry on a daily basis. If you click on these, they will bring you to the exact reports. There is a little description here, and then you can scroll through them, but they live scroll every day. In the center, you'll see an interactive map of the United States would show you every state that's legal, as well as what type of legal market they have. For example, Oregon here, you see is medical. Um, it shows you the year it went medical, the year it went adult use, if it's decriminalized or not, and other statistics, as well as the current market size. If you click into this map, there's a larger interactive map, and this gives you a much deeper reference look at each one of the legalized states. It shows you adult use and medical. It shows you the year that they went legal. If you hover over a state, there's again more information. If you click into a state, sorry. Okay, well, the internet is wonderful here in DC. You can look at each one of these states by its legal standard, or by its legal state, as well as what their qualifying conditions are for medical in each one of the states. If you are an enterprise user, you'll have access to our cannibalization indices for each one of alcohol, tobacco, and pharma. Clicking in will zoom in, leave the alcohol, tobacco, and pharma cannibalization information. Again, this is a sneak peek, as this is only accessible to our enterprise customers, but it's good information. We do it by each and every state, whether the state is legal or not. As we go back home, right next to the interactive map of the U.S., we have the MJI News. This is a good example of how we partner with other companies to bring us data and content for this portal. MJI News is it's a real time running RSS feed of news about the cannabis industry. We then move into the middle, where we have the total sales for medical, adult use, and the entire market for last year, and what we predicted to be in 2025. Moving to the right, you will see a wholesale spot pricing by grow type. So we have wholesale pricing nationally by grow type. So you will see you have the indoor spot index, together, indoor, greenhouse, and outdoor, right? You can click in, you'll get a little bit more information. This is brought to you by Cannabis Benchmarks. Cannabis Benchmarks partners with New Frontier Data, again, to give us this data. And this data is updated weekly. You can then also go off into Cannabis Benchmarks, and get more information directly from them per state. We also do that for medical or adult use. To the lower left-hand corner, you see our Cannabit. Our Cannabit is the most engaged part of our content on a weekly basis. This is a weekly infograph that we produce, and we send out to 25,000 plus subscribers. We also then host all of them here within Equio to allow ready access to them. Our industry company profiles. These are risk indication. Just a quick look at each one of the companies that are listed. There are currently 32. This list will always grow. This gives you an idea of the management, the funding, partnerships, both quantitative and qualitative information. If there are any risk factors, and like I said, there are 32 of these currently in Equio, and there'll be more to come every week. And then if you have yet to buy any of our reports, or haven't bought all of them, or haven't access to our premium subscription, you can look at the summaries pages of almost all of our reports. And of course, as Newton's law would have it, there as soon as I want to look at something on a live demo, it doesn't work properly. But you can see there are a number. I believe there are 57 reports and smaller papers, as well as executive summaries. And this gives you an access within Equio to take a look at these. At this point, this is the demo of the Equio Essential tool. It's important to understand that Essential is a reference library. Premium, which I'll give you a quick sneak peek at, and the panelists that are from New Frontier Data are looking at their scripts right now, asking what the heck the COO is doing, but I'm gonna have a little fun. Premium gives you access to all of our reports. So as you can see, this is my personal account, so I have all of the reports, and you can click into any one of these reports, read the reports, download them, share them once you've printed them if you like. We spent a number of years worrying about the copyrighted information. We believe now that as long as our information is out into the marketplace, and it's the right information, then we don't care. Don't care if people share it. The other thing really quickly, the last thing I'll show you, and then I know we're running out of time, our charts library. We do through our enterprise or premium plus. We start at premium plus. We give you access to a searchable charts library that gives you data on any topic that you may be interested in. If we have covered it in one of our reports, you are able to download that, use it. It's watermarked, so the attribution, but it gives all of our clients access to our reports, to the charts within our reports. So we will switch back to the presentation. To give you an idea of what we just looked at, our essential subscription for 12 months, it's $99 a month, which works out to $1,188 a year. Our premium subscription, which is not only the essential, but the addition of all of our reports. The reports are, if you buy them individually, they're about $10,000. If you buy a subscription, it's $3,600, and it's rolling from the date you sign up. So for example, if you sign up today, which I would encourage you to do, because our free access promotions end on January 1st. As of January 1st, everything will go to the normal pricing, which is a free trial period, as then the minimum of $99 a month. Craig, do you want to jump in with any questions that people may have?
Yeah, it looks like there's only a couple questions, but one of them is, are the corporate profiles only public companies?
No, we started them off to be public companies. We are in the process of revamping that particular section. So over the next few days, you'll see some new ones, as well as every month you'll see new ones, and they will be both private and public.
Someone asked, what is the enterprise section?
The enterprise section grants access to all of our report, everything you see in Essential, as well as everything that you have in Premium, our charts, and then our cannibalization tax indices, or our cannibalization indices, as well as our tax and compliance indices, as well as access to our entire analyst staff. You can use a schedule within the enterprise section of Equio that allows you to literally go on, grab by subject matter, grab an analyst, schedule some time, pick up the phone, and talk to our analyst directly. There will also be direct access to data indices, as well as data feeds that aren't available on the public side of Equio.
Yeah. All right. Questions are starting to come in quick. So how do you source your sales data, and how reliable is it?
Well, we source our sales data actually from a number of partnerships that we have. Some of them are public right now, and some of them are not. And you'll be hearing about some of them over the next few weeks. But our sales data only comes from either directly from POS systems, from a seed to sale system, or from the states themselves, which means that they're incredibly reliable. We vet there is no data that we will publish nor put on our Equio platform that we have not vetted first.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Someone said, actually, there's two questions that are pretty close. So, how do you compare, and what is the difference between New Frontier Data and our competitors?
Well, I think so first and foremost, there's a couple of things to understand about New Frontier Data. New Frontier Data is at its core a technology company. We have turned big data infrastructure, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and neural network architecture we've turned that focus of that technology onto the cannabis industry. So I think first and foremost, one of the biggest differences between us and any of our perceived competitors would be that our platform is an analysis and business intelligence platform that could candidly work in any industry. Secondly, we look at macroeconomics and the macroeconomic influence of movements and changes within the industry. Some of the companies, fine companies that are out there that are perceived as competitors of ours, usually focus on something a little bit more narrow, either consumers or products or cash flow. What is the lending and VC flow into the industry? We take a holistic approach and we look at all of that.
That's fair. Let's see. Well, actually, the last few were all about our competitors. So I think I got them. Oh, here's another one just came in. Which resources do you trust personally to be in the know, or industry relationships you rely on heavily?
That's a very interestingly worded question. So I will say my job on this particular demo is not to give my personal view on any one thing, but to give you New Frontier Data's view. We have very close relationships. We have relationships with the states, the state boards that we rely heavily on. We have relationships within the industry that range from banking to energy to soil to grows, processors, and we rely heavily on them. To name any one partner above another, outside of our investment pool and our investment community, I don't know that we would say that one particular partnership is much more important than the other. It's really important, especially in a nascent industry, in a growing industry like this, that the partnerships that we have are solid and that we grow together and we understand each other and we elevate the conversation around our industry, both internally and externally.
Sure. Someone asked about reports. So they asked, can reports be downloaded, or are they only available through a subscription to Equio and viewable online?
So it's a great question. While we would always recommend that you get the subscription to have access to all of the reports, you can buy individual reports. And currently, when you buy an individual report, you get access to Equio, and through Equio you can read it online, or through the PDF reader that we have embedded in Equio, you can download and print them for yourself.
Right. I think that's it for questions. And we have about 1 minute left, so timing was perfect.
Well, this is great. Well, I thank everybody who joined us today, and I thank those of our partners who had also joined us today. There's a couple of our partners on, and I hope I did not embarrass New Frontier Data or my capable staff. But as you can see from this slide, if you're interested in Equio Essential, please reach out to Morgan. If you're interested in Equio Premium, Morgan can also help you. Any one of our staff can help you, but Caroline would be the person to reach out to. Please use the Equio Quick Guide, the code at checkout to make sure that you claim one of your 4 free quick guides. Yep. And if you have any questions for me, you can reach me from our website. I thank everybody, and everybody have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
And as a quick last minute thing, we will be following up with everyone. We have recorded this webinar, and we will have it online for you to be able to view. Thanks, everybody.